And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and it is Sunday, and you know what that means. It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, FedEx, and of course, that old outlaw, Waylon Jennings. It is the weekly purchases, and a big week this week. A little bit of in-store stuff, a little bit of through-the-mail stuff, all equals up to a big week of weekly purchases. And of course, weekly purchases, we always start with a little bit of housekeeping. And of course, got to thank Jay'sToysAndGames.com. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 15% for being the sponsor of this video. And I will show off some stuff I picked up at Jay's this week as well. Check them out online and their 3 store locations if you have not already. And tell them Kyle sent you. How about that? And of course, we are in the month of February here. Hopefully everybody had a good Valentine's Day. My Valentine will be out shortly here. My wife Angie will be here for the question of the week, so stay tuned for that. But hopefully everybody had a good Valentine's week this week. A lot going on this week, as usual, and we'll get into some of that here in this video. But first, Patreon giveaway for the month of February. Anybody that signs up $1.99 or more gets entered to win the Claudio giveaway over there on Patreon. And then our traditional giveaway is Christopher Reeve Superman edition here, Platinum edition from McFarlane Toys. Todd McFarlane on the couch here today once again. Thank you, Todd, for coming. Mark absent today. Oh, working on the snowblower. Oh, we'll get into that a little bit maybe, of course. But Todd McFarlane on the couch. But these are the Patreon giveaways. Check out the Patreon. Your best way to support this YouTube channel. A lot of bonus content over there all the time, as members do know, of course. And of course, near and closer, like every single day it feels like, to the 5-year anniversary of this YouTube channel, the start of the YouTube channel. And we will do a special celebration video in March, so be ready for that. We're going to have special guests. We're going to have surprises. We're going to have at least 1 giveaway, but we can do 5 giveaways if we hit 50,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel about a month from now. So we got a ways to go, and you know what Jerry Reed always says. We're going to get to all those giveaways. Need your guys' help. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. And subscribe to my other channel while you're at it. A lot going on every single day between both channels. A lot going on. The James Brown of YouTube, you could say, and maybe even more coming in the future. We'll see, but there's going to be a lot of special announcements, hopefully giveaways, surprise guests, of course, as well in that 5-year anniversary episode. So more to come on that. And then we got to do something special for a 50,000 top 10 on the channel as well, I do believe. So more to come on that. So stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, as I did say. And I did mention the snowblower. Todd McFarlane, he saw me work my MacGyver magic. I was like a young Richard Dean Anderson out there trying to fix my snowblower. I keep putting it off. I've had all these dog bills come up. My kids want to go to these concerts. The Stray Kids. You ever heard of the Stray Kids? Maybe I'll get my wife talking about the Stray Kids business. We'll see. But there's this coming up. They're coming to Wrigley Field. What are we doing? What are we doing? But a lot of expenses coming down the pipeline here. Had to fix my wife's car again. Tax man, he's going to be coming for me. He's going to be coming for me. And you don't know what it's like until that IRS gets in your face and you got to hand over all that money. Oh, it's going to be tough. So got that coming around the corner. So I got a lot of expenses right now. I was like, I want to buy a snowblower. I just can't bring myself to buy a snowblower. So here we are, not getting a snowblower. But I did, like a young, once again, MacGyver out there, I started working on the chute because ice cracked it last year. The whole chute was cracked. But we got some super glue, worked that in there. Got some Gorilla Tape, wrapped it up. Then I got some of that Flex Seal tape. That stuff's expensive, but I said, I'm going all out. If I'm going to fix this, I'm going to fix it. I got the Flex Seal wrapped up all in there, and all was good to go. All was good to go. I got out there. Of course, we got like 8 inches of snow this week. It was horrible. Oh, it was horrible. Shut down the town. Kids had school canceled on Wednesday. It was a wild time. So I went out there, did my snow blowing business. I did it fine. In the morning, did it fine, got rid of that. And then I said, okay, it's lunchtime. I don't want it to build up on me. I'm going to go back out there. So I went back out there, did that. But then that night, I went out there that night, and I said, okay, I'm going to snow blow one last time. And of course, what happened, is it the auger? Is that what's inside? It's the tool, two like things that shoot the snow, push it in out the chute. One of them froze. The other one was working, but this one's froze. I'm like, what is going on? It's cold. It's like negative 10 degrees. I'm shaking it, trying to move it. Nothing's happening. So now my snowblower broke again, a different one. Now this is like a 25-year-old snowblower. However, I only use it like 2 times a year, so it shouldn't be breaking down like this. So I don't know. Unfortunately, as I'm filming this, in about 2 hours, a couple inches of snow is coming. Then overnight, of course, it always happens overnight. There's gonna be like 5 inches of snow. So poor Kyle, his back might be thrown out, or he's just gonna power through with this snowblower. News at 11, folks. News at 11. And of course, speaking of news, how about question of the week? Of course, question of the week, my wife Angie, my Valentine, is here. Let's bring her in. Let's do it. The question of the week. All right, time for question of the week, and my Valentine, Angie, is here, looking very festive here. Got all the hearts going on. I bet you were just a hit around town today, for sure. And I got my pink Sting shirt on, so we're both in the Valentine's mood here. The season of love, I guess, is what that is right there. But it is a Valentine's weekly purchases. It is a Valentine's weekend. It is the Valentine's question of the week, and we got 2 questions of the week this week, Angie. I don't know if we're ready for this. But are you ready to dive in? You ready to start it off?
Are they romantic or what?
Oh, they are. I should have said, how's your week? How are things going for you? I'm just jumping right into it. People want to hear from you more than me, so.
I just got home from work.
Oh, you just
I was out in the streets.
Out in the street, working those streets for Valentine's. That's the busy time of year right now.
That's
There's
my
a
busy
lot.
time of year.
It is the busy time. There's a lot of lonely guys out there. You could be one of them. And Angie's out there just trying to please everybody on the streets, I guess, apparently. Who knows? But Angie had a good week, and Valentine's Day. We're going to go to Raising Cane's for Valentine's Day. Oh, is there anything better than when love? Exactly, Raising Cane's. There's supposed to be a snowstorm coming through here, so last night we went and tried this new Mexican establishment, and it was pretty good. I don't think it was worth the drive. What about you?
It's good. Like, the seasoning was good on the meat and stuff.
Yeah, it was good. And Angie's a bit of a Mexican connoisseur. Get some chips and salsa and maybe a couple of margaritas in her, and you're off to a good time, trust me. But this one was, 20 minutes away from us, and there's about 10 restaurants closer to us. And I think for the travel and everything, it was worth trying once at least, I would say. So we did do that. And then the kids, if you could go anywhere for dinner, where do you want to go? Get me to that Raising Cane's right away. Get me some chicken strips. So we're going there for dinner tonight. So unfortunately, like I said, too, it's supposed to snow a ton. It didn't end up snowing a ton yet. It got kind of delayed. So we could have went to Mexican tonight, long story short. I think. But one love tonight, of course. Like young Bob Marley with Raising Cane's tonight. And you love Raising Cane's, too, as well. I can't eat Chick-fil-A or Raising Cane's anymore.
We've ruined it.
I've totally ruined it for me. The kids could eat there every single meal. And I'm like, we're going there again. Can we go somewhere else? So I'm doing it for Valentine's Day, but totally ruined Raising Cane's and Chick-fil-A for me. And one of these days, I'm going to get my dad on the channel. We're going to talk about our Chick-fil-A experience. First time ever at the starting lineup convention back in the 90s. Cincinnati, Ohio. Shout out to Cincinnati. I hate Cincinnati. Chris Sabo, get him out of here. Eric Davis, get him out of here. Get all those guys. Barry Larkin, I don't even want to hear from you either over there. But we did go to enemy territory, Cincinnati, Ohio. Smells of urine and piss in the...
Oh my gosh.
It did. It was... I couldn't believe it. That was the first time. I was a little kid. I was like 8, 9, maybe I was 10 or 11. But there was a guy just peeing openly in the skywalk, and he was just like pouring it up in the air. Like, woo, one of those things. And I'll never forget that. Like, just looking at my dad, and dad just like carry on, and like... People peeing in the skywalks up there. What are we doing, Cincinnati? Is that what the Cincinnati Reds... And Angie's like, what are you talking about? And I don't even know either.
I'm just shocked you said the word piss.
Piss and vinegar. That's what this channel's full of course. But it was a wild time in Cincinnati, but a heck of a starting lineup convention. Some of the best starting lineup conventions you'll ever go to. And Angie said, what's a starting lineup? I don't know that. Oh, she knows. She's an expert. She collected.
Me down here.
There you go. Oh, you got a dog? Oh, it's Ace. Get out of here, Ace. You're nothing but trouble. Oh, there we go. But... crazy times, of course, and long story short, just a rambling mess is what this is. Angie, take it away.
Oh my god. All right, Ambrose Ortiz, 985. Does the family ever get tired of going to Walmart and Targets? I'm also a collector. My wife and child like when I go sometimes. Otherwise, I don't want to go. Does this happen to you? We always want to go.
Angie, you can answer that question right there.
We spend that money.
Yes, and I always hate it. We just talked about it the other day. I always want everybody to go, guys, let's go to Target and Walmart. And then everybody wants to go. But then what ends up happening, Angie?
Some K-pop CDs are purchased, some body wash.
Yeah, it turns into where Kyle would be in and out of that store in 5 minutes. We end up spending
$40.
We spent 45 minutes in there, and it's like $120 later. So it's a dangerous game. You think you want your family to come, but do you really? Do you really?
Me and you do pretty good together.
Yeah.
If you don't buy anything, I don't buy anything. But if the kids come, it's trouble.
Yeah, the kids are nothing but trouble. We're gonna get rid of them. And I I guess that would be the answer there. And I guess I can go to the next question about the kids being nothing but trouble. So the second question, bonus question this week, going into the championship question rounds.
Okay, Chris Bickley, 1. Do you and Angie ever have many arguments? I can't imagine either of you losing your cool. You are both great, and thanks for everything you do for us.
I mean, does physical abuse and punches to the face count as an argument? Like, if I just settle it quick with a punch to the face, is that an argument? I don't know. No. I guess that kind of relates into the other one. The only thing we really fight about is these no good kids. These 2 rats I got living in my house right here. No, but the 2 kids. Angie's the pushover. I'm the disciplinarian. I'm the hammer that comes down and says. And I always say, in my day, I'm that guy. I'm that guy. It's like, wait a minute. My dad made me clip the grass all around the fence, and I had to do it with scissors. Scissors all the way around there. They can at least use the weed whacker, but the kids won't help me on any of that kind of stuff. So. Angie is very easygoing, as you can imagine by all the nonsense around me. Of course, Angie is very easygoing.
Yeah, I let you get away with everything. Why can't I let that?
Very supportive, very good. Angie's very good. So we don't really have any arguments. I don't even know if I've raised my voice. I don't think we've ever had like a real knockdown, drag out fight or anything like that. It's more of a disagreement. Would that be the word?
You're just a gentle giant.
I'm just a softie, because at the end of the day, I always throw a fit. I'll say, "Oh, we can't do this, can't do this." All right, what do you want to do? Because that's what always happens. I always give my 2 cents, and then so when I'm
I
the
just
guy,
take my shirt off and then we get whatever we want.
I'm the worst, and I don't do this in my work life. She's wild. Like I said, she's the wild one for sure. But in my work life, I seal the deal. I sit there. 1 key, business key. Angie, you can feel free to use this. Any of you guys, and especially you gals out there. Yes, the gals. They watch. Use this in your art of selling out there. You got to be comfortable in the silence. That's the key. That's where most deals go south. You have to sit there. You shoot your offer right there, and then you got to let the silence. You got to let that silence linger, because it's so easy to jump in and start adding to your point or walking back your point. If you do that, you lose them. And some people may say you lose them a loaf at a time, get them back a slice at a time. I'm not saying that, but being comfortable in the silence, which is tough for me. Look at me. I'm a chatterbox. I'm talking all the time. I'm getting all passionate, getting all worked up. But when I'm selling out there, you got to be comfortable in the silences, because people will say yes, no, whatever, but you can talk them out of something. So that's one thing I do very good at my day job. I don't do good around here, because I say, no, we're absolutely not doing that. And then literally 2 seconds. All right, so what is the plan exactly? I need to be comfortable in the silence with you and let you marinate and stew on it a little bit.
See, you reproduce 2 collectors, and then now you don't want to
Well,
they want to buy, because Dad gets to buy, and it is a weird line to cross, because.
Yeah, and it is tough, because I'll tell the kids too. It's like, well, guess what? I was a collector as a kid, but you know what? I always tell them this all the time, and they just slog me off. And partially, we're gonna have a disagreement right here. It is your fault that they don't take me seriously, because I would always say, guess what? When I wanted something from my dad, you don't think I was sitting there and say, Dad, I did all the weed whacking around the house with the scissors. I took the garbage out. My room was clean. I went to school every single day this week. I emptied the dishwasher. I did my laundry. I cleaned up all the dog poop in the backyard. You don't think I was shooting that artillery at my dad? I was firing rounds off. Dad, I want this figure. Bam, bam, here's what I did. Here's what I did. And he'd say, well, you know what? I'm doing the math. I could probably get Kyle that $5 G.I. Joe figure. But when I do that to my kids, I say, hey, kids, here's a perfect example, Angie. I'm getting worked up. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel the electricity right here. But we've been talking a lot this week about these stray kids. You ever heard of these stray kids? Angie know these stray kids. I don't know these stray kids. I never even heard of them. And I'm like, my kids want to go. Both kids, they want to go to this band called the Stray Kids. And I said to myself, what is a stray kid? Is this like the Stray Cats? Is it a Stray Cats tribute band? Brian Setzer getting the band back together? Slim Phantom going to be there? I don't know, but it's these stray kids. And apparently they're Koreans from Australia, or they're Australians, Koreans. I don't know what they are. I don't understand K-pop. I don't get it. I don't understand these kids. They don't even know Korean. I said, you don't even know what they're saying. And they're singing a song about peanut butter and jelly. It's a wild, wild thing. Dare I say it must be a power move, because it's working for them, because I looked up the ticket and I found out they're playing at Wrigley Field. I said, I am so out of the loop that this band is playing. First, they even exist and I don't know them. And they're playing Wrigley Field. What are we doing with our life? But I did call good friend of the channel, Jeff George. You know Jeff. And I said, Jeff, you ever heard of these Stray Kids? And he said, no. And this is a guy that's in a band. Was in a big band. He knows what's going on in the groups. He's a Gibson artist for Pete's sake. So
Oh my God.
for Peterson's sake.
I'm sweating for you.
I am too. So these Stray Kids, I start looking at the tickets. It's like $1,500 for 4 tickets. I said, I'm out. We're not going. You go all the way to Wrigley. You got to get a hotel room. You got all the parking, all that rigmarole that goes with it. It's like a $2,000 whim. And the kids just say, it's no big deal. Let's just do it. I'm like, they don't understand the value of $1. And it goes back to that Webster episode way back in the day where George Papadopoulos's dad was there, and he gave Webster a bunch of money. And Webster used to like get money out of the couch cushions and stuff. And Webster said, "Oh, George, that's just a quarter. I don't need that." And I took that to heart as a kid. I said, a quarter is a quarter, and people work hard for a quarter.
They're getting rid of pennies. Nobody even picks them off the ground anymore.
I just get so... But so, like, the kids don't even understand it. And I was like, and I gave him the whole story, bringing it all back around. When I was a kid, I would have ammunition for my dad. I'd be like, Dad, I just emptied the dishwasher. I cleaned up the dog poop. I took out the garbage. I was good at school. I cleaned up my room. I dusted. You'd have all that stuff in the background ready to go to help give to your point. And I said, Emma, remember when I told you to empty the dishwasher before Mom gets home from work? And you blew me off? Well, maybe if you would have said, hey, I emptied the dishwasher, that's worth a $3,000 trip to Chicago. Maybe that would have happened, but unfortunately not the case there. But so then, they're all fighting with me. Everybody wants to go Stray Kids. Angie, by proxy, apparently is a Stray Kids fan now. She loves it.
Learning the dance moves.
She's doing the dance moves around the house. That's what we should film and put on the channel. You and Emma doing the Stray Kid dance moves. But now it's all 3 against 1, and I'm just like, that's fine, we'll go, but let's get the best deal we can on these tickets. Does anybody got Stray Kids ticket hookups they can hook me up with?
We're going to be in the nosebleeds.
Oh my gosh, and I'm like, I want to go because I'd like to see them enjoying something, but at the same time, do I want to spend $500 on a ticket for something I don't even understand?
It's rough.
I don't know. I did see Paul McCartney, like, second row center at Wrigley Field once upon a time. Now, that was a concert. But so then the kids get all that stuff. They get all these albums. They get all this stuff all the time. And I'm like, if you guys could do some chores around the house. Your poor old dad out there shoveling and snow blowing. The minute I walk in, oh, you're done? We were just coming out. Oh, yeah, you were. I know that trick. I've done that trick before a time or two.
You think you're raising boys.
Oh, it's just terrible. But
they're sweet kids. They get good grades. We always hear great
I
things
hate
about them in school.
I hate them. Get rid of them.
And we don't ever push them to get straight A's, and they all do.
That's true. They are very good. So they do have that over me, but I don't know. It's just hard times. It's hard times. The kids these days, they don't got that work ethic, and now I just sound like the generation above me saying those don't. So I guess it just passes down, but it's true this time. It wasn't true before. It was true this time for sure. But these kids, they got to start doing chores around here. They got to start working for a living. They got to start producing around here. And I remember when we got the rats, Angie, you said, hey, we're going to get these rats. Kids are going to take care of them. I said, you're right. They're never going to do anything. You're going to take care of all the rats. And Angie is the rat queen. I'm the rat king. For sure. So long story short, that's the only thing we ever argue about. It's not really because I'm such a pushover, but I give my 2 cents. I give those 2 cents, and I never get my way on that kind of stuff. So we're probably going to go to these Stray Kids. Most likely,
we're going to Raising Cane's.
And we're going to Raising Cane's. We're doing all this. But I am probably not going to go to the Stray Kids. I probably will sit that one out. So I think it's sometime in June. Actually, it's the day after my birthday. June 25th. Everybody mark your calendars down. Mark your calendars. Mark your calendars. Going to send Kyle's birthday weekend in Chicago with a bunch of Korean pop stars. That's what we're going to do. We're going to shout out. So, long story short, I might be all alone on June 26th. So if anybody wants to party with Kyle in Chicago, there's got to be something funner to do than that. So I'll have like a 3-4 hour window while they're at the show. Maybe I get a drink. Maybe there's a good pizza place around there. There's Pequod's in walking distance of Wrigley Field. I don't know. So more on that one, story at 11. But that's about it. But all in all, no real fighting. Good old Ange. She's good. She's a good gal. She's a good gal. She puts up with a lot. She puts up with my craziness and my crazy work schedule and then all this YouTube stuff on top of it. How do you even see me half the time? Well, you do. You do. You said, I can't see you like John Cena. So there it is. That's the question of the week. I think I need to go take a nap. Actually,
exhausting.
I've got, unfortunately, a call.
I need a haircut. Look at this hair.
No, don't. That was last week's discussion.
You can't even see the end of it on the table.
Got plenty of room.
Oh, God.
But anyways, yeah, I got a conference call I got to be on here in about a half hour, so I got to prepare for that. I got to sell and got to pay
make money,
got to
these
pay the
bills.
mortgage. Got to pay the mortgage.
bills.
Somebody's got to. So a very long-winded Valentine's Day Q&A, but if you want to be the Q&A question of the week next week, put it in the comments down below. Who knows what it could be? And Angie, happy Valentine's Day. Thank you for coming, and I hope Raising Canes changes your life.
Oh gosh, this is the second video in a row I've done this heart thing. Elle made fun of me for doing it last time.
And there it is. That is the question of the week. All right, time for weekly purchases. I think we got 2 rounds this week. Let's kick it off with round number 1. Let's start with the big boy, or should I say big girl. My wife Angie helped me unbox this one this week. It was the Raw Ring Rhea Ripley edition, of course, Ultimate Edition Rhea Ripley. Check out both those videos on the channel. We unboxed the ring, we unboxed the figure. Thank you to Mattel for sending this my way, of course. And then the other big video this week, a lot of people excited for. Yes, the time finally came. Power Town is here. Be interested to see where this goes in the future. But Matt and Brian, check out the unboxing. Amazing, amazing figures, but is it too little, too late for Power Town? We'll find out in the months to come, I would imagine there. But 2 heavy hitters through the door this week. How about a little bit of KWK action this week as Sylvain Grenier, now I can't say it, and Rene Dupree, we got them, of course, La Resistance, got the 1 of 200 editions, and the 1 of 200 edition variant C. So missing B in the collection here, but got both of those through the door this week. Check out those unboxings here in the next week or so. Also with that, got 2 different sets of flags, of course. So they're coming with the flags. We knew that was coming. Check out KWK. Head over there, use code Kyle, save yourself 10%. But a lot of sales going on over at KWK. And we're around the corner from a big announcement. So we're anxious to hear what their big announcement is come March timeframe. So we do got those through the door this week. I did jump into some of that Walmart clearance game. I did pick up a little Mega Man action for $10. Obviously, we've seen Jada Toys in their Street Fighter, so I said, I want to see this Mega Man stuff. Now, I'm not a huge Mega Man fan. I enjoyed the original NES game back in the day, but not a huge fan. But I said, for $10, I want to see what all the fuss is about. I could put this with Mario, Luigi, the rest of the video game characters. We'll see where it ends up going from there. I also grabbed another Triple H here for $16, half off. I said, you know what? I could use 2 Triple H Ultimates in my collection, so I did pick that one up, of course. Also picked up a second Necroconda. So hard to get forever, and then Walmart, of course, puts it at half off. I will be able to display both looks for him now, so I was happy to get that from Walmart. And I also grabbed the Battle Damaged, aka Naked Turtle from the last Ronin right here. So I got this one for $10, normally $35, so got to get a deal. Walmart, all kinds of sales going on this week. You can see what I partook in, but a lot of people got some sick deals on a lot of stuff via Walmart this week at a very discounted price. So that was what I got. I also got from Mondo this week my replacement head for the Green Goblin, of course, with Spider-Man holding it. They needed to fix that Spider-Man. Still waiting my body. I guess that'll come in the future. But I did get this through the door this week. Also got this one, of course, Terror. So they made good over at Entertainment Earth. It fell off the card. They sent me another one right out. So I did get my mint on card Terror through the door. Also got Konosuke Takeshita, Kyle Peterson 2.0. This video will be unboxed over there. It's probably already up for you Patreon members. I did get one that was damaged last week. I did unbox it. Now I got a mint one this week. So shout out to, of course, AEW and Takeshita right there. And then we got one of the all-time favorites, one of everybody's favorite, of course, or possibly the most annoying cartoon character of all time. I did get the Copper Kid through the door. I passed on his bicycle, motorcycle, sky sled, whatever it's called. I did get this, and I have yet to unbox any Silverhawk figures. I don't think anybody wants to see me unbox Silverhawk figures, but who knows? Maybe one day I will. But I did get the Copper Kid. Felt like I needed to pull the trigger and pick that one up, so I did. So there's round 1. Now we move into round number 2 of the weekly purchases. Whoa, stop the clock. Some late-breaking pickups as I did return from one Raising Canes. Of course, my wife and kids were very happy per the question of the week, of course. We did go there for Valentine's Day. What a Valentine's Day surprise. But weekly purchases didn't end. I got home, and as I pulled into my driveway, I saw on that front step a little package. And what was it? Something I forgot about. It is finally here. What do we got going on from the Matt Maniacs line? Look at this. The Steiner brothers. Let me tell you about 2 brothers named Rick and Scott. Look at that. And then, of course, oh, baby, it's the Hawk. It's the Animal. It's the Legion of Doom. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, we ordered these a while back, and maybe you did as well. I guess I should say I did. finally here today. Gotta say, these came packed magnificently, full of duct tape. How about bubble wrap? And maybe some duct tape too, but bubble wrap. But then we got 2 protector cases for these. They came in protector cases. So almost don't even want to unbox these guys here. They look so nice in the package. Just a phenomenal job. But we will dive into these on the channel like we always do, of course. But there's some late breaking weekly purchases. All right, the second and final round of the Valentine's Day weekend weekly purchases. Wore my best pink shirt here in honor of Sting and in honor of Valentine's Day. But let's close out weekly purchases. And let's go over to our friend at jaystoysandgames.com. Once again, sponsor of the channel, but also you can save 15% on all in-stock items over there. Exactly what I did. So head over there right now to their website. You can get your Guy Gardner, of course, the latest DC Collector's Edition right there, Guy Gardner. You can also get a Platinum Edition of Captain Cold. You can also get, why not, a regular edition of Captain Cold. And then you can also get, of course, Guy Gardner himself, just doing Guy things, old Guy Gardner right there. Those are available, of course, at Jay's Toys and Games right now. Now, Power Girl Platinum, I forgot it, so I got to go back and get that figure. Maybe we'll show it next week, maybe we won't. I got to pick that one up. I already had the regular edition in my collection, but available right now at jaystoysandgames.com. Be there or be square, as one may say. How about a little Lucy action? I did get the old school Big Boss Man because I realized I was missing the ball and chain. So I started looking around. Where can I find this ball and chain? Hopefully for $5-6. Well, ended up getting this one for $18 shipped. It was actually cheaper than the ball and chain to get the entire figure. So go figure on that one there. So I got that through the door. Joe Sullivan, gotta give him a special shout out. He did a cost plus shipping for me. Got a mint on card Razor Ramon Chase edition, part of the Superstars. He found a shipper with like 12 of these on there. Thankful for him for getting me one of those. Happy to have that in the collection, of course. We mentioned it already. Rhea Ripley, we unboxed this on the channel this week. It is the Ultimate Edition. For whatever reason, I'm saving the packaging on this one, so there you go. Got that through the door. And then how about a little main event action? I did grab these over at Jay's Toys and Games as well. Got to use that 15% off discount. Got to get a deal every single day. Main event 154, Randy Orton. CM Punk. We're going to have a lot to talk about that one there. CM Punk. Jake the Snake, the Roberts. How about that one? Very excited to get that. It feels weird not to get a snake with him, though. We also got my old buddy, AJ Styles. Oh my gosh, like looking in the mirror. Like looking in the mirror. I hear it about every single day. Hey, Kyle, anybody ever tell you look like AJ Styles? Hey, Kyle, anybody ever tell you look like a younger version of The Big Show? Hey, Kyle, anybody ever tell you look like Hacksaw Jim Duggan? Hey, Kyle, anybody ever tell you look like the Cowardly Lion from The Wizard of Oz? Hey, Kyle, anybody ever tell you look like Kyle Peterson from his YouTube channel? I get that one from time to time as well. But got AJ Styles through the door. Last but not least, Kiana James, first time in the line. We'll see what happens right there, but Kiana through the door as well. And then last but certainly not least, another round of them Ben Cooper kids. Get off my yard, you Ben Cooper kids. We got the Batgirl edition. We got, of course, the Joker. We're going all DC right here. We got the Joker action there. Wonder Woman. How about that one? Of course, Wonder Woman through the door. Batman, and last but certainly not least, we got Superman. So the Ben Cooper kid collection grows. I've already got like 15 I need to unbox. There's a bunch more to add to the collection. We'll get around to it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, especially Kyle Peterson 2.0 for a lot of videos as well. There's a lot of overflow, and I do get messages outside of, hey, do you look like this? Hey, when are you going to unbox this? When are you going to do this one? Well, I can always say search is your best friend. Always search the item with my name. It'll probably pop up, but a lot of people miss a lot of videos that I put over on Kyle Peterson 2.0, whereas there's overflow on that channel as well. So make sure you subscribe to both YouTube channels. That's the long and short of it at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, that's weekly purchases. What did you pick up this week? Anything extra special through the mailbox for you? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you want to be question of the week? Man, dive into that. Put your question in the comments down below, and maybe you can be the question of the week, of course. And like I said, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, my other YouTube channel. Check out the Patreon. Got giveaways going over there, plus tons of bonus content. Appreciate everybody over there on the old Patreon. ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, and of course, now on TikTok. And don't forget my book, The Complete Guide to the Jakks Class Superstar Series, near and close to its 1-year anniversary. So shout out to that book, a labor of love if there ever was one. Almost 700 pages of content available digitally as well as Amazon and Barnes & Noble. So I am Kyle, and you know what I'm doing? I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling into a snowy work week.